Hey Vikings, what's up? So they finally added the Helheim update, and this is basically a step-by-step guide on how to understand Helheim and what's inside of it and how to play it. So this is a completely different gameplay compared to our normal Vikings events. So once I click it, it goes on to say, Jarl, the gates of Helheim have opened in your town. Let's walk through them. So, they're making us enter right now. Okay, so this is Helheim. We are inside of it, and they have a couple little shops here. It says, you are in the world where the goddess of the dead reigns supreme. In the abode, you can select a skin and upgrade the stats of your champion, a warrior ready to challenge the dangers of Helheim. In the forge, you can craft champions' equipment, while in the store, you can purchase useful items. So we have 3 buildings here. One is the abode, the other one is the store, and the other one is a forge. So she goes on to say, this is the entrance of the catacombs of Helheim, with their many floors. They are full of wonderful mysteries and fabulous treasures guarded by Hell's loyal servants, warriors and creatures of gloom. The time has come to send your champion into the catacombs to explore the first floor. Good luck. Okay, so here, we're on our own now. It starts me off with just 500 marker resolves. Now, these are the currency in order to do the dungeon floor. So once we click on the catacombs, it's going to open up a list of all the floors. There is up to 10 floors right now. We need to do the first floor in order to move on to the second floor. So it says 0 of 9, so we're going to click on that. Okay, and now we see we have the very first one here, and if we click it, it says we can explore it, and it's going to cost us 100 mark of resolves. Now it's going to cost 100 every time you do a new dungeon. So make sure you fully explore the dungeon before leaving it, because it would be a waste of marker resolves to leave the dungeon early. So if you want to get the most out of your marker resolves, make sure to do the complete dungeon instead of leaving. If you get the first or second star, try to just do the complete dungeon. Alright, so you get 1 star for destroying the creature of gloom. So the creature of gloom is like the main boss in the entire dungeon. And then it goes on to say 2 stars for fully passing a node, which is basically killing all the warriors and going through all the rooms in the dungeon. And 3 stars, as well as the ability to replay a node in auto mode for fully passing a node while saving 50% of the champion's health. So if you want 3 stars, you gotta do the entire dungeon and make sure you have 50% health left. So before we jump into the dungeons real quick, I'm going to take us back to the buildings. The buildings here, like this one is the store. You can use the mark of resolves to buy materials. Now I would not recommend doing this because it takes a lot of the mark of resolves in order to buy a certain amount of ingredients, and you can just earn all these in the dungeon. So if you just want to be patient, you can earn these in the dungeon. If you have tons of marker resolves, then yeah, sure, go for it. But these are limited. I mean, like, you kind of got to buy them from bank offers. See how they offer some right here, and some in the bank right here. Now you can actually get them as a daily. You can get up to 500 as a daily quest. So if you go into quests and you do all of these right here in your daily, the very last chest will give you 500 mark of resolves. So that's one way of getting at least 500 every single day, is to go into your dailies. So go into your quest section and go into your daily and do some of these right here to equal out 100 to get the 500 marker resolves. Otherwise, you're kind of left earning them in the dungeon. You don't get that many in the dungeon. When you complete all of the levels, it will give you a decent amount, but as you go through, it will only give you like a couple, like 10 here, 10 there. So yeah. Also, the really cool thing about this solo gameplay is that they actually did kind of tie it into our Vikings gameplay. So you know how we get the castle skins upgraded, and as we upgrade them, we get stats to our military. Okay, so they basically added the same thing in Helheim. So let's go back into there. Now if you click on these buildings, once you start leveling up your champion, which is this guy over here, completely different from your hero. This is a champion, and yeah, you're gonna have to make equipment for him. Once you start leveling him up, the buildings will start automatically leveling up as well. And you can see here, as the buildings level up, we get a certain percentage to our military stats. So each building gives a certain percent as we level it up. And now we can choose our character. So do you want to be Unar or do you want to be Viva? Just click which one you want. You can see they have different stats here. They have strength, agility, intuition, and vitality. So if you click on the dungeon itself, to the catacombs, go to floor 1, and once we beat all of these floors, the very last one, it will give a chest. And inside the chest is all these ingredients. And it does come with a shield as well for our champion to gear him up with. So make sure you don't make that yet. See, it takes all these materials right here to start crafting anyways. You get this shield at least once you defeat the first floor. So yeah, definitely wait to make that and just earn it in the first floor. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the first floor. It says explore, and once again it's going to take 100 mark of resolve, so we're entering. Now there's no way to kind of make the screen bigger. It is what it is, so we're gonna click up. Okay, so we've ran into just a warrior of gloom. Now you have a choice here to either push which one you want to attack with, like what do you want to hit on your enemy, and what do you want to defend yourself. So I'll attack the enemy's stomach and defend my chest and battle. Now you see we have some text over here. You can read it out. Every action has different text and you can read. Now if you really don't want to do this and you just want to speed rush it, auto battle. So just click that little auto battle. It will random number generator and pick different attacks and defenses for you. So it's just completely random that it's picking different ones. Okay, so he's defeated, and it will give us some experience and some materials needed to craft our champion, some gear. So on to the next room. Okay, so this is the main warrior that we are looking for. He is different from just the Glooms because he'll have an actual name. So Harald the Beast, we are going to auto battle him. So once we defeat the main guy on this floor, it will actually give us 1 star, and we can leave the dungeon and go on to the next one. So we get some champions experience. Now you see we get the first star. If you leave the dungeon, it's kind of wasting your marker resolves. So you actually will have to pay another 100 to get back into this dungeon if you want to try to get the 2-star or the 3 stars. So basically you also want to try to stay in here as long as you can to get the most experience and the most rewards. So we'll just do this real fast. And I'm going to auto battle everything and speed this up for the first floor. Okay, so we actually got 3 stars. That took a long time to do, but yeah, it was definitely worth it because we got a lot of experience and we got a couple coffers in the middle of the room. Whenever you find those coffers, you just click on them in the middle of the room and it gives you some rewards. So we finally got our 3 stars. It says you have defeated the creatures of the gloom, explored all the chambers, cleared out all the warriors of the gloom, and found all the coffers while preserving 53% health. So I almost didn't make it there because it says we have to save at least 50% of the health. I was so close to not make that 3rd star and having to just go with 2 stars. So I'm so glad I got that 3 stars. It says return to the floor to start exploring. Now remember, once you get your 1st star, you can always just leave here and go back, but like I said before, it's kind of a waste of the Mark of Resolves, so you might as well just finish the dungeon out. Even if you don't get that 3rd star, at least you're still getting experience and coffers as you try. Okay, so I'm going to just totally speed past 2 and 3 so we can go on to the chest and get that chest. Okay, so once again it's costing us 100 marks and we have 420 left, so we'll use 100. And let's just speed this up. Okay, so we finally come across the main boss in this level and we're going to auto battle him. And once we defeat him, we'll be able to get the 1st star that we need. Okay, so I'm going to show you soon how to put those stats on your champion. Claim this. Okay, so we got our 1st star and normally I would continue exploring because I don't want to waste the marker resolves. If I leave the floor, I'm gonna have to use 100 just to get back in, but I'm just gonna do this for the purpose of the video like I've been saying. Okay, so there, we finally got our little chest right here. We can click on the chest and now it's gonna give us this level 1 shield, so we don't have to craft that. That's really nice. It gives us 400 mark of resolve for the next dungeon, so that's pretty good. And then you see we have a bunch of materials to help make whatever armor we need for our champion. Now here it gives some permanent bonuses. So you see we have melee offense during attack 10%, killer offense during attack 10%. And so every floor that we do is going to give us those bonuses for our military armor. So we're done with that. We have some mail here. It just says the floors that we've done. Mark as red or delete. And then if you go back onto the floors and you go all the way down to level 10 and look at that chest, it's amazing. Once you finish all of the floors or you finally get to floor 10, the rewards are pretty amazing. I mean, total offense, total defense, troop offense during an attack, all 50% will be added to your military bonuses, and a revival of warriors plus 10%. So yeah, you get a chest every floor, and you'll always get something different. So definitely worth finishing all the floors and getting the main chest for these military stats. Total health 35%. Wow. I really like these. These are so good. But yeah, it does take marker resolves and those go kind of fast. So you're going to end up buying them from the bank or something like that, or doing your daily quests like I showed you. Okay, so it says we have a little arrow here. We're going to click on our champion. And now we're going to see the other tab called development. So we click the development tab, and we are starting off with base stats, so we can't really do nothing with those, but as we level up we get stat points. So we're going to distribute these stat points. So I'm going to put some like on health. So I'm going to put some like on strength, and then vitality, and then like just the rest on these. Okay, so now that we did all that, we actually have to hit apply, and they are now on there. So, and they are now on there. So as we give our champion equipment, we actually have a shield now we can equip that we earned in the dungeon. So make sure you go to your champion as well and click on the left and equip your shield once you get the first floor done. Nice. So let's go back to development, and you can see it raised some of our stats. So as we equipped armor pieces, it's going to give us better stats to our champion, which will help big time. Now make sure you are crafting the right level here. Like this is only for level 3, then it jumps up to level 14. We got different tabs down here to craft for our champion. Okay, and then the last tab is what we have already earned in the dungeon and what we have. Okay, so that should do it. We're level 2. I have 1,130 mark of resolves, which is kind of nice because once I finished that dungeon, it gave me some nice rewards. And once I start level 2, I'll end up getting some good rewards too, and adding some military bonuses as well. So yeah, like I said, this is just a side game. You really don't have to do this, only if you want to. It's definitely worth it because you get those military bonuses added onto your army. So that's pretty cool. Alright Vikings, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, but hopefully I answered any questions that you might have had about the recent Helheim update. If not, leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll try to help you out with any questions that you might have. Alright Vikings, I will talk to you later, but until then, stay safe out there.